Let's begin with the war. No, this is not about Ukraine. I'm talking about what's happening inside Russia, specifically within Putin's inner circle. The story is about the men who lead Putin's offensive. Recently, the Russian side made a big claim. Moscow said they have captured Bakhmut. Ukraine has contested that claim. If true, this is a major win for Moscow. It should have been a reason to get optimistic. But instead, warnings are being raised. Yevgeniy Prigozhin says there could be a revolution in Russia, one that could plunge Russia into turmoil. He's calling for martial law in the country. Prigozhin is Russia's most powerful mercenary. He leads the Wagner group, is a close ally of Vladimir Putin, and the man on the front lines of the Russian offensive in Bakhmut. He has given an interview, and he says this war could break up Russia.
All these divisions can end in what is a revolution, just like in 1917. First, the soldiers will stand up, and after that, their loved ones will rise up.
That was a message for the Russian elite. Prigozhin says a revolution could rock Russia. He's calling them out. What divisions was he talking about? Prigozhin says, as the war in Ukraine continues, Russia's rich and powerful are still leading lavish lifestyles, while the rest are being forced to join the war effort. Once again, Prigozhin has singled out Russia's defense minister, Sergei Shoigu. In this interview, Prigozhin refers to Shoigu's family members. He claims they are holidaying in Dubai, while the country is at war. This new interview is a scathing attack on the Russian elite. Prigozhin says their carefree lives could lead to a public uprising. Ordinary people could stand up against them and attack the elite with pitchforks. In his interview, he raises the specter of a 1917-style revolution, when there was an uprising against the Tsar, Nicholas II. He and his family were executed by Bolsheviks, one of the leaders of the revolution. The movement ultimately swept Vladimir Lenin into power. Prigozhin is now warning this could happen again. It gets worse. A new video has come out. Prigozhin says the Wagner group is now leaving Bakhmut.
We are leaving for the back areas.
Yes, we were told that we would be leaving. We are slowly moving back.
The main thing is to be careful, one unit at a time. Well, all the rest, before June 1, we'll all gather and transfer the positions to the military.
It will be done. We will complete the task given.
This video came out today. The Wagner chief says he has suffered heavy losses. The battle for Bakhmut. Wagner lost 20,000 of his soldiers. That's the claim from Prigozhin. So how should we see this latest tirade? Throughout this war, Prigozhin has had an axe to grind with the military establishment. Prigozhin had led the war effort in Bakhmut, but he has made more news for his feud with the Russian defense minister. He has accused him of denying Wagner ammunition and repeatedly threatened to withdraw from Bakhmut. Now he's intensifying his attacks. In that same interview, he said Ukraine is now stronger.
We spoke about denazification of Ukraine. We have made them a nation known all over the world. If at the beginning of the special operation they had, let's say, 500 tanks, now they have 5,000 tanks. If they had 20,000 men to fight with, now they have 400,000. How have we demilitarized it? It turns out that it is the other way around. We have militarized the hell of Ukraine.
Well, that sounds like an appreciation. Is Prigozhin rebelling against his boss, Vladimir Putin? Not quite. Prigozhin's loyalties still lie with the Russian president. He just hates the Russian defense minister.
Now for political credo. I love my motherland. I serve Putin. Shoigu is useless and we will fight on. That's it.
I serve Putin. Shoigu is useless. That's the message from Prigozhin. Perhaps that's why he is setting him up to fail. The Wagner chief now says they'll withdraw from Bakhmut by June 1. They'll hand over the charge to the Russian forces. Those soldiers who report to Shoigu. Meanwhile, Ukraine is intensifying its operations there. Ukrainian soldiers are on the outskirts of Bakhmut and they're trying to move in. So the fighting will intensify. But what about the infighting within Russia's top brass? Prigozhin's statements cannot be ignored. He's part of Putin's inner circle. His nickname is Putin's chef. That's also because Prigozhin once provided catering services to the Russian president. But these days, Prigozhin likes to be called as Putin's butcher. This is due to the central role of the Wagner in his war. But the Russian Defense Ministry doesn't like him either. When Russia claimed it captured Bakhmut, the statement from Moscow mentioned the Wagner forces, but it did not name Prigozhin. So there's clear infighting. It remains to be seen who comes out on top.